Hello and welcome to How to Play Uno, presented by GatherTogetherGames.com. This video will cover how to play the card game Uno. The video will start with the general concepts and gameplay, and then get into more of the details for the game. The game is played with 2 to 10 players. Each player is dealt 7 cards, 1 card at a time. The remaining deck is placed into the middle and the top card is flipped up to start the discard pile. The object of the game is to be the first player to get rid of all the cards in your hand each round. Cards that match the top discard in color or number can be played into the middle. There are 4 different kinds of special cards in the deck. The skip card can be played on a matching colored discard or a previous skip. When played, the next player's turn is skipped. The reverse card can be played on a matching colored discard or a previous reverse. When played, the direction of the play is reversed. When played here, the play moves back to player 3. The draw 2 card can be played on a matching colored discard or a previous draw 2. When played, the next player has to draw 2 cards from the draw pile and play moves to the next player. There are 2 different wild cards. When a wild card is played, the player of the card states a color. The next player has to play a card in the color stated. If the draw 4 wild card is played, the player of the card states a color, the next player has to draw 4 cards from the draw pile, and then the next player will play a card in the color stated. Going back to the hand that was dealt earlier, I have flipped up each player's cards for you to see. In an actual game, you will keep your cards hidden from the other players. The player left of the dealer plays first. Player 2 plays a matching color card with the red draw 2 card to the red 8. Player 3 draws 2 cards and play moves to player 4. Player 4 plays a wild card and states green. Player 1 plays a green skip card to skip player 2. Player 3 matches the skip card with another skip card and skips player 4. Player 1 plays a draw 4 wild card and states red. Player 2 draws 4 cards and play moves to player 3. Player 3 plays a red 5. Player 4 does not have a red card, a 5, or a wild to play. When a player is unable to play, he will draw 1 card from the draw pile. If the card drawn can be played, it is played. If the card drawn cannot be played, the play moves to the next player. Players continue to take turns playing cards according to the rules. Skipping ahead, player 1 matches a 3 to the 3 on top of the discard pile. When a player has only 1 card left, he has to announce Uno as he is playing his second to last card. Player 1 would have announced Uno as he played his 3. Play moves to player 4 as play was reversed earlier in the game. Player 4 plays a green draw 2. Player 3 draws 2 cards. Player 2 cannot match the green or the draw 2 and has to draw. Player 2 draws a green 2 that can be played. Player 1 is able to match the 2 to win the round. The player that wins the round is awarded points based on the cards remaining in the other player's hands. The numbered cards are worth face value. For example, a 5 is worth 5 points. The skip, reverse, and draw 2 cards are worth 20 points each. The wild and the draw 4 wild cards are worth 50 points each. Player 2's hand has 2 points. Player 3's hand has 28 points. Player 4's hand has 8 points. This gives player 1 a total of 38 points for the round. The first player to 500 points wins the game. Get the Uno Quick Guide through the link in this video's description and use it as a reference to help you learn as you play. If a player fails to announce Uno as he is playing his second to last card and another player announces Uno before the next player plays, the player with 1 card has to draw 2 cards. The draw 4 wild card can only be played if the player of the card does not have another card in his hand that matches the color of the discard. A draw 4 wild can be played by a player that has a matching number or special card. If the draw pile runs out before a player wins the round, reshuffle the discard pile to make a new draw pile. If the first discard flipped up is a skip, the player left of the dealer is skipped and the next player begins play. If the first discard flipped up is a reverse, the dealer is first to play and play moves counterclockwise. If the first discard flipped up is a draw 2, the player to the left of the dealer draws 2 and play moves to the next player. If the first discard flipped up is a wild, the player left of the dealer chooses the color to play. If the first card flipped up is a draw 4 wild, the card is buried into the draw pile and the next card is flipped up. That wraps up how to play Uno. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and get more game tutorials by subscribing to our channel, Gather Together Games. Thanks for watching.